Now, this was more or less like the, I guess before I really finally got it getting messing things up by really trying new things. So this was like the I guess the final really working version in Unreal. As you can see, things were never good with collision, with how the body works. Here I'm testing a feature about climbing where you'd extend and raise and lower your body to get over objects, but it never was. Once again, it's just like the physics was never good enough for me to really realize this idea. Those blocks, I'd have a tendency to push my hand through. Everything would bounce up and down in a really unsavory way. But yeah, I mean, of course, also you can see here the Oculus was fully integrated by this point. These just one of my favorite things. I spent one time. I spent like 30 minutes doing was just shooting these balls, trying to hit them with a handgun. But yeah, for small physics interactions, Unreal was fine. But for anything that really was more, anything where an object with two objects with two different sets of forces are being applied to them, once that starts happening, you get issues and problems. So here's the assault rifle, and as you can see, I made it so that the head actually moves with the rotation of the Oculus Rift, so that I can lean down and aim down the sights. It's pretty obvious which eye is my dominant eye here. Aiming down using my right eye. I'm just gonna try to hit some of these balls. I don't remember if this video I had it active because it sometimes caused some problems, but I did actually implement a averaging system so that it would basically, when I grab an object with two hands, it would average the rotation of my hand and use that as the desired rotation the object to, so that the hands would always be agreeing with each other about where they want the object to be. Same thing with like linear translation. I don't remember if this was because I turned it off. I started having wasn't working exactly. It worked. The problem was it worked a little bit too well, and sometimes it was working, but it was. For large objects like assault rifles, keeping your hands perfectly, like it was too much to adjust the rotation of each hand to aim down the sights. It should have worked by drawing a line between a vector between the two hands. Yeah. But I digress. Yeah, I mean, aiming down the sights actually just never worked that well because the resolution on the Oculus that worked. I mean, the resolution on the Oculus was so. I was just right there. I was resetting my headset. The resolution on the Oculus was so low that it was actually hard to see the sights. But yeah, really love to get my hands on the wireless one. Here's the handgun. Once again, like lots of my time was spent getting that averaging system on the hands where it would average the rotation of hands. Here it's working. Small objects on the system. I don't know. I'll talk about it when I feel ready. Yeah. I mean, it looks like, and once again, it's like I had friends would say like, so what's wrong with this? And I'd say, I don't know. It's just I can't. It's just not ready. Guns are easy. Here's something that I spent entirely too much time making. I think I'd have fever dreams about this because I wanted it so bad. I had been watching a lot of samurai movies, Toshiro Monofune stuff, so much. I just wanted that samurai scabbard sword quick draw, and it just like Unreal just didn't want it. It just didn't want it. I did my math. I checked it triple times. It was so totally engine that was at fault, and this isn't working the way I had actually ever intended it to. This is purely visual. And now I can't It's been such a long time. I can't remember why this wasn't working the way I wanted it to, but it wasn't. But yeah. Oh, here's a perfect example of the way the averaging system stopped working. So this was an averaging system I designed for objects that slide between each other. But look, right there. I wasn't able to get it out because one hand wasn't rotated enough, so it wanted to. Yeah. It's some bullshit. Yeah, I wanted it so bad. Who doesn't want to fucking look at me? I'm doing that cool katana thing where you put it away. You want it. You want it so bad. But sometimes you just can't get it. At least when you're working on a reel. Here. Yeah, I don't know what was wrong with it. I didn't want to swing. I'll note that the reason that the arms look like they keep twisting their elbows is because where I'd measure my shoulders was slightly in front of where my shoulders actually were. But yeah. My favorite part is right about here. You can actually wait for it. You can see me take off the Oculus Rift and put it down, and then put the hands down. Yeah. So that was the last really functioning version before I started really trying new things.